Hi, everybody. It is the 7th of November, 2023. Um, yeah, the legalities. Remember, I'm a clairvoyant, clairaudient psychic, so everything is for entertainment purposes only. Full description is down in the box, along with my email in case you want to contact me for a private reading. And the buy me a coffee link is in there also, but actually it's cream soda. Okay, let's just get going. I mean, most of the mainstream media is focused on um, what's going on overseas on the Eastern Mediterranean shore. But I'm picking up a lot of other stuff pertaining to it. Basically, it's these stupid globalists that, the WHO that wants to force every country into signing this document that gives the World Health Organization total control over everybody's life in the by saying, "Oh, we're doing this to protect people for health reasons." No. It's globalist World Economic Forum. It's all world domination that they are going after. And now they are in cahoots with the the Shia, the Shia Islamic cult people. Please remember, please realize that two of the most vocal people in these group of men that come out of a town area of Switzerland, which is supposed to be a neutral country. The the two who make the most noise, Soros and Zelensky, both of them had a bris, and yet they're turning their backs and actually following Adolf's agreement to the Wannsee conference. Okay, they want to get rid of a certain bloodline of people, and many of us who are Eastern European, the women, we have to be very careful about our health. And the WHO may decide, oh, since you have a tendency for the breast C, we're just going to surgically remove your breasts before you during puberty. So that's part of their self-mutilation. There also are pro self-mutilating children who don't understand that their hormones cause them to think, and their brain is literally a mess until your brain isn't fully formed until you're about in your mid-20s. So yeah, the WHO wants to continue to manipulate people by saying it's for their better health, when it's not. It's their way to control. Yeah, go back. Lady C a couple days has the letter pre-written available for downloading and printing up. You may have to change a few words for your own country, but do it. And yes, these globalists are supporting Iran, and I'll get it more into that in a little bit, but something I did see, and I watched it, and I'm thinking, God, this guy doesn't know his ass from a hole in the ground. There's this other YouTube channel that is a lot of people watch. Now remember that it was started by this guy Clay. He used to work for Fox, mainstream media. Yeah, they say that Fox is like more leans towards the right, but they maintain this fine line. But if you go too far and reveal too much information, you're going to get kicked out. Look what happened to Tucker Carlson. Hold on, somebody's knocking. Okay, yeah, just letting me know about something going on in the building. No hot water for a couple hours this afternoon. Yeah, what I was getting back to, it's like, yeah, this popular YouTube channel has this guy on. I'll give you his initials. He says he's a former Marine. This guy, first name starts with an S, last name starts with an R. Okay, he says he's former military, but he's also claiming that bombing Gaza, and by doing that, it's a horrible thing because they're killing people, are crossing the Rainbow Bridge that are allegedly innocent. Well, you know what? We've got to stop being fooled by a lot of these people, because I have a feeling that they're part of the propaganda machine. You see, the Islamic cult, the I cult, I'm going to start calling it from now on, is run out of Tehran. And all of these alleged innocent people have been brought up with the ideology that if they do sacrifice their life for the betterment, for the better good of spreading their corrupt ideology worldwide, it's a good thing. Yes. To them, if they are forced to cross the Rainbow Bridge while making sure that this world domination takes over, they're happy to do it. That's why they have so many young adults, okay, people from between the ages of 18 and 30, who will wear articles that are made with stuff that at a click of a switch will go boom. So it's not innocence that you've got to realize that these people are raised to sacrifice themselves, so others are forced into the same religious ideology. And I do know, and I have been getting the same feeling constantly since all the nonsense started, that this Q, this 17, this white hat stuff, it's a brainwashing game. It's people are supposed to be following these new alleged people of the intel. Well, hey, I was, a lot of this dates back from my youth. It's like, hey, I spent a lot of time in Saudi Arabia. I know the culture. I'm okay. The guy that's, I did meet the current king when he was, well, he's almost 2 decades older than me, but so when I was a teenager, he was in his 30s, and yeah, I was introduced, and I did follow protocol of a curtsy, because he was royalty, and being an American, it's like, I'm not going to grovel on the ground, but I did the proper little bounce curtsy, like I would do when meeting other members of other royal families. It's a sign of respect. Now, we've got to realize right now, even the president of Israel, Isaac Herzog, he is telling people, and people aren't paying attention, that this I cult, this division, the HAMS group, he literally, he calls them psychopaths. And here we've got Blinken, who's Barry's spokesperson and who's running around doing stuff for Barry. Barry's claiming that, oh, the Gaza Strip doesn't have food, water, or power. Well, Herzog is saying that's all false propaganda. And I prefer to, I believe Herzog's statements over Barry's and Blinken's. They just want to make people feel sympathetic. They're looking for people to be sympathetic towards, oh, innocent victims, when they, like I've said, their ideology teaches them that they need to it's a good thing for them to give up their life for this stuff. Okay. Then as I'm going through the news blurps, it's like, we all know that DJT is spending a lot of time in a courtroom in New York City. And a lot of people are claiming that DJT is turning it into a circus. Well, the state of New York is basically blue, and the district attorney and the judge are both on the payroll of the DNC. The DNC is actually the puppet of the globalists. So they know that DJT can't be bought. So they're using every which way to bring him down. And it's being exposed in the courtroom. And this judge, who I'm guessing is an elected official, the next time that her name is on a ballot, and that district attorney, state's attorney, please make sure you vote against them. I have a habit of, whenever there's any kind of election that I am eligible to vote in, I vote no on all the judges. You're asked, do you want to retain them in a position of being a judge? Vote no, because many of them are on the take. Okay? Many of them are on the take, so you have to be watchful. The other thing we have to start doing is, okay, the Secretary of State in all the states across the Union, and plus the Speaker of the House, they're allegedly responsible for certifying elections. Well, we don't have to wait for those higher ups to make a decision. We can actually start peacefully annoying our counties, the county clerk, the county clerk's office of Cook County, DuPage County, Lake, Will, Kankakee, Grundy, Sangamon. I mean, those are just the counties I can, Kane, Lake, I mean, these are the counties I can think off the top of my head here in Illinois. But everyone here in the States, get a group of people together and, like, say, okay, once a week from this time to this time, we're going to sit out in front of the house of our county clerk with signs stating, bring back paper ballots. Ditch the get rid of the voting machines in our county. Because each county clerk here in the United States is responsible for holding legal, proper, non-corrupted elections. So yeah, we need to start letting our county clerks know we don't want this machine garbage. Bring back paper ballots. And you have to have a legitimate excuse to have an absentee mail-in ballot. Either go to the polls or your vote does not count. You have to have a legitimate reason why you are not here, i.e., in the military, okay? Or your occupation has you working outside of the state on election day and you have to be able to prove it. We need to start at our grassroots level, and that means our own county clerk. We need to start. Forget the peaceful protest in front of their office, the county buildings. Hit them where it hurts. Peacefully be on the sidewalk or the frontage area of the street where their house is at, where they live, in front of their house. That's how we get to them. Because they don't want people hanging out in front of their house 24/7. And if we're peaceful, we can legally do it because we're not causing a ruckus. We're just out there holding signs saying, bring back paper ballots. And if they have 1 to 100 people out in front of their house 24/7, most likely, especially if we remain peaceful, to get rid of the people standing out in front watching their house, they will switch back to paper ballots. Because they will also receive neighborhood pressure. Okay, like I said, Barry's spokesperson, Blinken, right now he's in Tokyo. There's a G7 meeting of all the foreign ministers, of everybody who belongs to the G7. Well, and we realize Blinken has been bouncing around. I mean, first he was in Israel, and like I said, Herzog told him the truth. And Herzog also told him that Erdogan, the guy from Turkey, is playing both sides against the middle. Erdogan is playing, oh, well, we want this and we want that. Yeah, we've got some big military bases in Turkey. And Erdogan, Turkey wants our F-16s for his own Air Force. What will he do with if he gets those F-16s? You see, he's pro-Hamas. He is. So it's, yeah, Blinken basically has been bouncing around giving everybody lip service to make sure that Barry's evilness spreads worldwide. I mean, Barry is running the United States. Like I have to keep saying, Barry is part of the Black Muslim Brotherhood. It's, and something else that people don't realize is that all these people who are kind of like in this mindset that the 17 and 17 letter and the white hat stuff, the blanc chapeau blancs, they're constantly on this one phone app called, like, that's what a Western Union used to be. It was a, click, 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 click stuff. That kind of thing. I don't want to say the name of that app, but what it's like a wireless form of a wired form of communication that uses Morse code, okay? Their servers are based in the Arab Emirates. Remember, Qatar is part of the Emirates. Qatar is actually subsidizing HAMS, okay? Any server for any phone app that people use for communication, if it's based in the Arab Emirates, they're saving all that data. What people think are private communications and secured servers, that's horse manure. That's cow, that's bull manure. Everything is being monitored, watched, and it may be held against you. I mean, even the Big Red Seas / CCP's app that's so popular with the under 30 crowd that does what a clock does. You know, tick, 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 tock, tick, 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 tock. That's another way of constant monitoring. It tracks those kids on from their cell phone. These kids are giving away all their private information, and they put these stupid videos up. And the more nasty it is towards people who don't agree with the occult. I mean, the CCP, Big Red Sea, is pro HAMS, pro occult. Remember, the occult has 3 divisions: HAMS, HEZs, and the TALABIN. People, we've got to remove those surveillance applications off your social media electronics. You've got to stop using them. If you have a kid that's under the age of 18, grab their phone, grab their electronics, remove those applications, and put a block on their electronics that they cannot access them. Because they're watching everything. It's what we've got to do. And okay, one thing I did watch, I got up super early, so it's like, yeah, hair's just in a ponytail today. But I watched the news out of Jeddah, and I clicked over to see what was going on in Riyadh. And right now, the Iranian president, Ibrahim Raisi, is attending an Islamic summit taking place in Riyadh right now. Basically, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, King Salman. Basically, right now, he's given Iran's president, Raisi, a new butthole. Because we know the Saudis are Sunni, and the Sunni are our friends. The Saudi government holds the key to letting these butt wipes into Jeddah to go do their Hajj. So go back and listen to what Crown Prince Mohammed had to say about them. Crown Prince Mohammed, he's in his 30s. He was born in the 80s. I might have seen him as an infant being pushed in a stroller. But yeah, he is reaming these pro-Hamas idiots a new butthole. Listen to him. Those are the people that know what's going on, and if they're saying trash these idiots, we've got to. I mean, even right now, we've got the country of South Africa. They're recalling their entire embassy staff out of Israel. Basically, because the South African government, we know that they only are pro people who have skin darker than a paper bag. They're pro black and brown. Anybody who has a fair complexion, they want gone. They would love to see every person with a complexion similar to mine across the Rainbow Bridge. And so, yes, they are siding with the occults in the decimation of the people who follow the Old Testament. And by doing so, they want to get rid of everybody with a fair complexion. But remember, women that are so sympathetic, these teenage girls, these young girls that are so, these people that are out there with their stupid rainbow flags with the additional stuff tossed in, don't they realize that they're going to have this brutal type of circumcision done to their nether regions? These trans activists, they don't get it. They just don't get it. And it's really getting whacked, because in Germany now, there's this kindergarten that was named in honor of Anne Frank. I think most everybody knows who I'm referring to. Well, they changed the name from Anne Frank because she was a Jew that was in hiding, but then captured, and she died. She was in Auschwitz, then she went to Bergen-Belsen and died of typhus. Well, they have removed her name from that kindergarten and changed it to World Explorer. Well, one of the parody accounts came up with a few other names for children's learning institutions. If they're too pro Old Testament, it's like some of them are like the Queen Latifah Day Center, Michelle Obama Playgroup, the O.J. Simpson Preschool Wonderland. And one of the most sickening is the River to Sea World of Adventures. Yeah. They want to start programming the kids that can barely form a sentence into be anti. Good little anti-Semites, okay? And we've got Marsha Blackburn, who's a Republican out of Tennessee, calling out Tlaib. I mean, Tlaib is actually stating, making treasonous statements about America. That woman needs to be arrested and tried. And hopefully she will be, along with her other, like Omar and AOC and the other freaking stupid female idiots. When they're taken into custody, make sure, if they're so pro this occult, let them have their nether regions mutilated, because that's what the occult wants on women. Let them be tried for treason, and when they are found guilty, have their punishment public. Too bad we don't have drawn and quartering like they did in England up until, what, maybe 17 something? 18 something? Yeah. I mean, even watch what you're doing with your money, because even I've noticed, like, the one bank I used to go to that I'd stop at, um, I'll say it was inland. And the people in there were really nice. And it's like if I'd go and pull 20s out of the ATM, because they were getting money for the ATM fees, if I said, hey, can I get this broken down into a 10 and 2 5s? The people were wonderful. When I went in looking for shiny pennies for a friend's daughter's wedding, they were wonderful about it. Well, now it's been taken over by Byline. So all the nice little neighborhood banks are being snatched up by big corporate banks. And one prime example is that the international bank UBS, they took over Credit Suisse. And now UBS, that used to be in the black accounting-wise, is hemorrhaging. Yes. So watch where your money is. Make sure you've got cash stashed at home, because paper money will be worth a lot more than stuff basic on a piece of plastic card. And something that people need to realize, even now, Barry's old, one of the guys that used to work in his admin, who was like really good in promoting stuff, David Axelrod. Well, way back when, yeah, I was still involved in film, TV production. I was cast in a commercial. And the agent didn't tell me who the commercial was for, because I would have said, nah, don't think so. But, okay, I needed the cash, so I did it. Well, it was a commercial that was being produced from Axelrod's PR firm. I never got paid. No one on the commercial got paid. They said we were, but we didn't. So he likes to stiff people. And now he's telling the DNC, ditch Biden. He doesn't have a chance in Snowball's chance, which I think is ironic, because he stiffed people in the past who would work on his commercials. Now, something else that's going on tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow is the 8th of November. Anybody who's been watching the Henry&Rachel show knows that it's the first real courtroom appearance for Samantha and Rachel. Well, all of us who are watching and everything, if you can take just a couple seconds today and tomorrow, please, let's all send lots of hugs and positive energy to Samantha. We all know that it's a public knowledge that she deals with MS. She's in a wheelchair. And I myself can honestly say, when you're dealing with a big nasty ass lawsuit, it physically drains you. So let's, today and tomorrow and Thursday, and basically while we know that this lawsuit is going on, let's keep sending up prayers and sending her energy and positive vibes. And if you see something that she's on, leave a comment in the message section of the videos. Let's just send her as much positivity and love possible, that we're all backing her. We are all supporting her. Yeah. And now it's actually coming out now quietly that Eugenie is the one who's been the conduit between the family and Henry and Rachel. I get the sense that Eugenie has always been upfront with the family, letting them know. And yes, she is been given information from her uncle to gently relate to Henry. And she's how they are getting the messages to Henry that he needs to get rid of, disentangle himself from Rachel and tell the truth. We're hearing gossip that Scabies has a new book coming out, and allegedly Rachel is writing, they call it a memoir, but I think the publisher needs to list it as a fiction book. Fiction, made up stories. And that's how they need to promote it. We know today, earlier, okay, Chicago, we're 6 hours behind London, so it's like, I think I woke up about 7 a.m., so that would have been 1 p.m. London time. No, I have not watched it yet, and I haven't watched Lady C yet today. About the open. This is Charles's, KC3's first time officially opening Parliament in the full regalia. And so I will watch the speech to see what he had to say. But it's kind of funny that his heir apparent is in Singapore with his Earth shot. And now people are making the assumption that, oh, Wills is going to be more of a radical king than Charles. No, Wills has his eyes open and he realizes that his dad came of age during the late 60s, early 70s, which was the hippie generation. So yeah, KC3 still has some of this whacked mentality from the Woodstock era. Yeah. I mean, he even defied his mother, saying, here she was having a big deal happening in the UK where he should have been, but nope. He decided to say, I'm going over to see Uncle David. Yeah. That's, so basically, KC3 doesn't follow advice prudently. He didn't as a kid, and he still doesn't, and our saving grace is Camilla, who keeps him in line. It's, hey, KC3, when he was still Prince of Wales, he's the one who spilled the beans. He's the one who, hey, yeah, I'm having an affair. Because if he said that on that Dimbleby interview, he's the one who started the biggest mess. If he had kept his mouth shut, he could have maintained Camilla on the side, and Diana would still be here, and we wouldn't have the Rachel mess. Now, this coming weekend, it's basically Armistice Day, 11/11/11 at 11 a.m. It's the end of World War I. People, please be careful when you go to the memorial services. I know there's a big, gorgeous World War I museum and memorial in Kansas City. Please, if you're going to attend, keep your eyes open. If you have Kevlar, wear it. The occult people are going to try and cause grief all over the place. So if you need to, those of us who have them, and you don't want to go get those cards that allow you to carry it, but in my opinion, if you don't know something, how do you know you're breaking the rules? Go for some practice early in the morning, and on your way home, make a pit stop at a memorial service. Because you're going from practice to the service and then home, you're okay to have it. Okay? I hope enough people are smart enough to realize what I'm talking about. Because I used to go to practice and then I'd go straight to service on Fridays so I could have it in the bottom of my purse. But yeah, the congregation I was kicked out of didn't like the fact that I was playing by the rules of law, and not their stupid rules. Well, Jesse and Jacob, I hope you're getting harassed and getting picked on by the I cult. And the new one, but little Butterfield, she's another freaking idiot. Big time idiot. Now, the last thing, and I think it's so ironic. Yeah, H&R having another big, we need more security because we're afraid of the I cult. Well, sorry, dudes. You're kind of far down the food chain. You bailed. If you're afraid, okay. Rach, I hope you have her butt on a plane right now to get your butt down to Florida. I'm sure if she is, she's going to stay at a 5-star hotel somewhere in Fort Myers. Well, as long as you don't expose yourself to the public, you have nothing to worry about. Henry, go back into your old bunker days. Just hang out at home and play your video games. So, okay, everybody, like I said, let's keep sending positive vibes, energy, safety to Samantha. I'll comment on the King's speech on Thursday. And just a reminder, this Saturday, yes, is my live broadcast Saturday. So let's mark it on your calendar, 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 p.m. London time. Okay? Everyone have a great evening, and I'll be talking to you on Thursday. Bye-bye.